My name is Fernando Gutiérrez and I'm a graphic designer. One is to make a homage to the words that were invented around football and typography, combine those two things. There's a manager from the 50s, he was Argentinian, called Helenio Herrera, and he's someone that I'm very interested in because I really consider him one of the great modern managers. He's one of the first, and he was a manager at Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, and then he went on to manage at Inter Milan. And I've been reading his biography on him and just find it very interesting on how modern he was for his time. So one of the words that I'm thinking of is really based around the word that he invented to express what he wanted, and it's just one word. And I just think it's a very powerful thing, and that's very graphic. And for me, football is about, you know, the chants from the side, from the fans, from the players, from the managers, and how they communicate. Yeah, I mean, design and football for me, one is very obvious, which is the you know, two sides competing, two sides that are marked graphically, so they stand out with colours, you know, and so that's instant graphics. Also, you know, the geometry of the playing surface, how that's divided and how that, you know, it's all about graphic design. And then that each player has a number, you know, graphically, and now with the names and all this stuff. But essentially the whole thing is like, it's all about corporate identity, you know, it's two corporate identities, very strong, without going into the brands of the, but essentially it's two corporate identities that represent an area, you know, and they are competing with one another. So in abstract form, it's very interesting as a design study, you know, as a graphic design study. Good design, I always think, is pretty much invisible. It's where you feel comfortable with it. You don't know what it is, but it's something that makes you feel comfortable. That you read it, that you enjoy it, for me, this is design. These are decisions that are made to make you feel comfortable and to understand what you're looking at, or to understand better or feel better, you know, what's around you and why it's there. So the poetry for me, you know, graphic design has that power, but it's nothing that I think is I find it a bit intangible to describe, but the poetry is fundamental for all this. Because there's many factors, and it's human factors that just happen by themselves, but there is a beautiful poetry that's overtaken now by media, by, you know, things that I was saying, like pundits. For me, really not capturing at all the poetry of football, really what football is about. They're focusing on, for me, the ugly side of things of what football is. Well, one is, for me, totally is the people that go and watch their team and the way they love their team to the bitter end. You know, that puts goosebumps on my skin. You know, when you see people, you know, a team that is losing and still the fans love that team and they want them to get on, you know, do well. But even though they're losing, they're still with their team. I see a lot of that in this, you know, in this country. That's understood to be that way, and I find that admirable. That's not necessarily the same in other places, and I think that's what's unique about it here. Everyone coming together for a big idea. That's the beauty of it. It's not just one. So the graphic design has a role in that. You know, like I don't see it so much in this country, but Brazil, I love when you know, they bring out these huge flags that cover literally the whole stand, and everyone just, this is before the game, you know, they're holding up, so that symbolically it's like everyone is, you know, behind their team's colours, and then the team opposite in the other stand will bring out their huge flag, you know. It's like on a massive scale. That's what I like. Football is graphically, you know, the scale of it is vast. With football, it's this thing where, for a graphic designer, what's great about it is you connect with a lot of people. So that's always good. We work in the communication business, so football is brilliant in that way. But it's all about communicating the colours, it's communicating the values of your team and sharing it with all your other followers. And as a graphic designer, yeah, you've got a role in that. You can participate in that. A lot of football teams, you can see it's not handled that well. It could be a lot better. But for sure, yeah, graphic designers could contribute definitely a lot. Yeah, the rules are, you know, very clear. But what's inspiring is, yeah, I'd say the vastness of, you know, the amount of people that follow. 30, 40,000, 50, 100,000. Should be the club should have a culture of design and using design to sell its products in an appropriate manner. I haven't seen good examples of that, really, very few. I'd just like to see a bit more sensitivity come back to how a club manages its identity and sells it. And designer's role is fundamental in that. Participate in that. That's marketing and design. It's the both things hand in hand, but in the, you know, split 50-50 and working together to produce something unique that positions the club on a, you know, with the right credibility.